It's funny. We spend so much of our lives chasing the big things, right? That next promotion, the next big project, all these future goals. We're so focused on the horizon that we could totally forget to look down and appreciate the ground we're walking on. But what if the most amazing moments of joy aren't in those huge achievements, but in the simple, ordinary things we overlook every single day?
No, really, think about it for a second. I'm not talking about a planned vacation or some major life milestone. I mean a genuine, out-of-the-blue spark of delight from something tiny, something that wasn't even on your to-do list. That feeling, well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
So this whole idea of finding joy in unexpected places is captured perfectly in some really incredible reflections from Frederica Carrier. She gives us this powerful new way to look for deep meaning in the mundane. It's all about shifting our focus from the gratitude we think we're supposed to feel to the gratitude that's just, well, waiting for us in the most unlikely spots.
And this quote right here, it's the perfect place to start. Of course, there's a real joy in pushing forward and learning new skills. But Carrier reminds us that there's an equal and maybe even more grounding joy in just reconnecting with things we've forgotten. Those simple skills and little pleasures from our past.
Okay, so what does this idea of remembering simple things actually look like in real life? Well, for Carrier, it all kicked off with something almost all of us have done, but probably forgotten how. It started with just a single piece of paper and a flicker of a memory.
That's it. That was the spark. There was no grand plan, no scheduled creative time in her calendar. Just a simple, spontaneous thought to do something she hadn't done in years. And that one little decision, it unlocked a whole experience. This really breaks down the magic, doesn't it? It wasn't just about having a finished airplane. Carrier talks about the actual feel of the paper, the excitement of making the folds. She even mentions giggling while she did it. Creating the shape felt like magic, and that feeling of anticipation before the test flight was everything. It's all about being completely present in every single tiny step.
And then the payoff, watching it actually fly, and fly successfully around the room. It wasn't about setting a world record, it was about this little personal moment of success. That tiny paper airplane soaring through the air gave her a genuine, thrilling rush.
Now, here's the part that really hits home. Carrier points out that she hadn't finished her big publishing projects or other major things on her to-do list, and that was okay. This small, tangible win, this paper airplane, was the much-needed success. It was a victory that was totally free from any pressure or expectation.
And that's the core lesson, right there. Gratitude isn't just some formal, serious practice for the big blessings in life. It can be spontaneous, it can be playful, and yeah, it can absolutely be found in the successful flight of a memory that you literally folded into existence.
The paper airplane was really just the beginning. From that one little moment, Carrier expands this idea into a much broader philosophy, a way of life that's about actively looking for joy in the most practical, everyday things.
So we're all familiar with the list on the left, right? We're taught to be grateful for our faith, our family, our friends, and of course we should be. But Carrier challenges us to look at the list on the right, to find a moment of gratitude for a TV dinner, for the simple, amazing function of buttons on a shirt, or, and this is my personal favorite, the pure, unadulterated relief of a stretchy waistband. This is the whole mindset behind it. It's not about choosing the practical instead of the divine. It's about seeing how they're connected. It's about finding a little moment of grace in the convenience of a quick meal, or in the simple genius of a button that just holds your shirt together. So where does all this lead? These little moments, the airplane, the TV dinner, the buttons, they aren't just random, disconnected observations. They're actually the building blocks for a truly joyful life. And here's the fundamental truth of it all. We are constantly surrounded by the simple and the ordinary. We walk through a world just filled with potential paper airplanes and stretchy waistbands. This is the raw material for a more grateful, more joyful life, and it's literally everywhere. And there it is, the thesis. This isn't about settling for an ordinary life. It is the absolute opposite of that. It's this radical idea that the path to an extraordinary life, one filled with wonder and real, deep joy, is actually paved with an appreciation for simple things. The ordinary is the launchpad. So this brings the whole idea right back to us, to right here and now. The story of the paper airplane isn't just some nice little anecdote. It's a template. It's a challenge for us to find our own simple, forgotten joys.
So, I'll leave you with this question. What's your paper airplane? What is that one small, simple, ordinary thing you can do or appreciate today? It doesn't have to be big or grand. It just has to be noticed. because that's where the extraordinary begins.